Warm and sunny welcome to everyone. Internally sunny, of course. Greetings to you, and what do you really want? What is your life mission, life purpose, destiny? Could it be more simple than answering thousands of questions with your coach? It could be. Let me see if I can do it today for you. So I'm going to simplify this, and let's see what best you can take it from it. And I'm very curious if you let me know about it. So please do in the comment if something was important to you that made a difference, something that you really needed to hear this time, because you probably know it all, but let's see. So here it is, everything what I wish I knew when I was younger. All these answers here you will find to the questions why law of attraction doesn't work, does it really work, and so on. And let me start from my favorite scale of the frequency. When you have on the scale, the highest one is the level of enlightenment is 700 plus. And this is like levels expanding. So when you have enormously positive feelings, you are enthusiastic, you are living in joy, love, you are reasoning, you are accepting everything that is expanding, emanating out of you. You feel so good, you don't want to feel otherwise. And you have those contracting levels, of course, when there is a presence of shame, guilt, anger, desire, fear, grief, and so on. And of course, on the scale, you don't vibrate so high, as they say. So 20, 30, 50, and so on. With it comes a certain emotions. And if you ever have this question, what should I do with my life? What is my passion? Where should I go? The very simple answer here, it will be to see that scale. Where are you with your life? Where are you now on that scale? How does it change during your daytime, your week, month, maybe past years, past few years? Where are you on that scale most of the time? Because this is creating your future right now. And it looks simple, but if you trace your past day and whatever you were doing and you put it right now to different energy levels on that map. So what I suggest, you print it out, you write it for yourself, you download it from a Google, for our Uncle Google, and you can keep that in front of you, and you can daily see where you are, what feeling is creating your reality. So considering your life mission, that's the most simple thing to check where you are, where you want to be. And anytime you are answering those questions from the lower levels, contracting levels, or pressure that you have, everything which you have to do in life, you cannot really find your purpose, you cannot find your mission, because it's on the highest level of that scale. So if you never experience what does it feel like to be in love, enlightenment, joyous, obviously this is where your mission, where your life, where your purpose lies. And it makes no point to force it and keep on figuring it out only in your mind what that could be. So I am going to invite you to change that frequency, and we're gonna get there. But for now, what you need to know, it makes no sense to live your life without fulfillment, without that bliss, without that joy. And if you don't know what inspires you, you cannot really find out about that mission. So we start with now, with today. And although I have some of the questions, let's approach it like an investigator a little bit. Let's play like a detective, because we are never neutral with what we think, what we feel, whether we are expanding or we are on this road of contracting, we are always supporting, giving something, positive or negative, or we receive. And here is a little distraction already, protective one. If something bothers you out there, you cannot really connect to yourself, it means you are probably receiving something, whether from your subconscious mind or from the environment. And just a simple breathing and humming, like la la la, so on, anything like that, can actually help you to emit something out from yourself. So you are not receiving at this moment. So it's just a temporary thing that you can connect or be on the one step forward on the connection to yourself. So how to find out? I had a few videos about how to make your income versus your passion and so on, and you can go, and I will find those links under this video, so I won't repeat, about test of a Holland, how to find out what you are predestined, what are your skills. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to ask you thousands of questions. I will just focus on the few, the most important one, and please make a note. Maybe you are going to have a hunch right now. What do you really want to do? So what draws your attention during the daytime? What are you interested in? What are you doing? What you cannot go on another day without doing it. That's basically something to pay attention to. Where your energy is floating, flowing, going, in your mind, in your emotions, in your actions, is it worth it? Do you have time for whom? Who has time for you? Who cares for you? What do you care about? For whom? So there is this saying that in our life we are able to maintain deep caring for basically 7-8 people around us, no more. I think it's different for everyone and depend on the quality of the connection, also how long you know this person, how often do you meet. Sometimes you can not talk for years with someone, but you start from the very deep level straight away, whatever you meet. So it's probably different, but it's definitely limited amount of people you can deeply care for in your life. So pick them carefully. So who do you know, with whom you are spending most of your times? We will get to the people part soon. For now, and the Simonton technique for patients with a terminal diseases, they are asking this very, very powerful question. What do you want to leave after yourself on earth? And they're asking it mentally, materially, emotionally, on a different level. So how do you want to be remembered? What's supposed to be written on your grave, and so on. And it's a very powerful method, because for someone who's facing death, and every one of us had some sort of, moments in life that were more tricky and more dangerous, and we had that glimpses like, oh my God, maybe it's now. So when we face in the eyes of death, when we face it, there is never a better moment for clarity. What we want to do with the rest of our life, how much time do we really have? What do we want to do? So that's why this question, I left it today for you to think about. And go ahead, be creative with it, write it down, make a sketch of it. Maybe there is some words you just want to write down. Maybe there is some little picture you want to add to it. Yeah, so if you want to give value to your life, who will, right? In your life path, we are always surrounded by people, by situations. So the question is, am I following my own path, or am I copying someone continuously? Because we are influenced by other people, but what we consciously take in and what we subconsciously are programmed into believing, it's another thing. So right now, go analyze a little bit through your life. Who do you admire? What are you taking consciously from? What are you don't want to be influenced by? So just a little bit note on your paper. Maybe you have it something like that right now. And I just want to remember that every now and then you have this one person that is so successful in something, and very, very rich, and then he gives you this workshops, takes a lot of money for it. And I'm not saying this is wrong. I'm not saying that he's not going to bring you value. He will. These people will. But pay attention that this person studied astrology, study different factors of why someone succeeded. And it really doesn't mean that everyone can follow the path of that particular person. We are born with different potentials, with a different, I would say only potentials, because skills you can develop, you can work on it. So you can become more, you can definitely become more. But if you are born a swan, you're not going to be elephant. So there is this differentiation on every step on your life to see how far you can go. There is a lot that you can pass your limits, and I'm very curious to see more. And I am the person that everything I achieved, I was told that none of it, what I want to do in my life, none of the artistic things that I wanted to do were possible for me. They were possible, I did them. So there is a lot that you think it's impossible, but it is possible. But there is also this one thing, little things that when you force yourself to be that, you are eventually going to feel burned out. This is not going to be who you really are. And it's a chance that you've been told by someone else, influenced by someone else to become that. So just like sometimes parents are influencing children to become doctors, lawyers, business people, and then after all this study, they come to realization that it was never their dream. It was never their thing to do. They were not meant to do that in the first place. So this is more or less what I'm talking about. I hope that was clear. So I'm coming now to all the obstacles, because it's never a straight line. Like when you hear this is where you want to be, it's almost never road like that. And to close that gap, that huge gap between one and another, it takes a lot of time and effort, and also a lot of things influences us. So most of our life roads is like this. It's like, you know, zigzagging somewhere. Some people never get to it. Some people never try. So it's looking a little bit more artistic, let's say. There are a lot of obstacles and drainers on the way that if you do let go, if you even notice that they are there, probably your path will be already easier. So what are they? The drainers are programs imposed on you that you are influenced with. You don't know about them. About some you know, but you don't know how to work with them yet. Traumas. And traumas are always something that disconnects you from yourself, from the feeling yourself. You basically don't know how you feel because you just numb or suffering from dissociation temporarily or for a longer period of time. So if you're not in your body, your essence is gone. There is no more you. So this is the obstacle, and those drainers outside of you, other situations, other people that you have to face, other circumstances, and they are also within you. And right now, when you have an idea, what is blocking you right now? Write it down. Make a note about it. What is it on your path that is blocking you? If it's internal, it could be something traumatic that you went through. It can be also something that coming from your childhood, from your ancestor tree, some patterns. Maybe you have arguments with your relatives in your head from 10 years ago or 20. That can happen. And it drains enormous amount of energy. So dealing with that, transforming those things is actually saving you lots of your precious life force, your personal energy. Just for now, notice them. You are going to work on them later. step by step, and I'm going to record a material about it, how to do that, so the direct practice, and wish me good luck, because I never did that before, and I really want to do that because this is also something that I am practicing, concentrating and focusing my mind better and better, because just like anybody else, I also tend to cruise around a little bit here, a little bit there, and then the level of the concentration it's lowering, and then I'm just spending an evening on something that I didn't want to in the first place, but I just was watching one thing after another. If that happens to you, you may need those material, those practice too. Any meditation that you also find out there, affirmation, could help you to focus your mind back on the track where you want to really go. All right, the next one. The two factors that I really want to underline here are the most precious things you have in your life, more important than money, more important than anything. It's your time and your energy. These things nobody ever will give you back. So let's take care of that. So point it out, write it down, who, what and who you allow to take your energy, your time. What are those drainers at your work, your home, wherever you go, community, and so on. Now, considering people, I have learned in my life to just make it more simple for myself, because in the past years, I always wanted to help everyone. I was, as some people were laughing, I had this complex of Messiah, wanted to heal the world, help everyone, and that wasn't possible. So these days I look at it differently, and when I work with someone, I also look about it different. So I do categorize people into ways. So some people that just put me down, drain my energy, and those people who, whether they are in trouble or they are very enthusiastic, they are eager to work with me on themselves. They are eager to go forward with their life, and this is the people that I like to stick around. So that's very, very simple for me, and this is my way of doing that. When you have someone in your life that something is off, something doesn't work, and you don't know this person very well, walk away. Walk away is not an easy thing to do. It sounds very simple right now in my mouth, but I had big trouble with that one. But the thing is that if you are giving your hate, frustration, regret, sadness, it basically ruins your own health, and it basically ruins your, again, life force, and it's just a blind circle you both go on. So release that person from your life as soon as possible, step by step. Sometimes it takes a process of therapy for long months to go and understand why you cannot let go, why you are sticking to that negativity within yourself, and you cannot just let go. So work on it step by step until you have those empowering people around you that this step will be possible for you. So I will give you a little bit of my secret. Anytime I work with someone and someone did something great for me, these were people who did it for free. These were people who just did it for me because they liked me, they wanted to be around, they love to work with me, and the payment, the thing that I think it's always good, that is an exchange, that there's whether it is a trading or payment or something that is equal in energy, that came later, and they were doing an amazing job. But anytime I was searching for something, a company to do something for me, whether I didn't choose the proper one, there was not a good match or something, but it didn't work so well. So that's just my thing, that's just my experience. Maybe something I still work on, I need to change, but that can work like that. So if someone is enthusiastically working with you, not just talking about it, maybe it's just a good match for you to keep going. Let's step by step let go everything that is draining our energy. I am also talking about clothes that you don't wear anymore in your house, that you need to get rid of some items, that you don't have space in your house, the spaciousness that is not there anymore. So everything that is taking your attention, your energy, and your time to organize it, that takes you so much time. So you have something that you have to take care of. It's an item, but you don't need it, but you have to maintain it. You don't need it. Someone else maybe would benefit from it and could use it, but you just have it because it was memory of someone, or it was something that has value. But basically, it takes more of your time and energy than it serves you. So give it to someone, sell it to someone that can really, truly be happy with that and benefit from it. Identify those drainers. And here are a few things that are good when anytime you are verbally attacked, to not defend yourself, do not explain, not personalize, and not engage. And it is not about because you shouldn't. There are certain exceptions when you should not allow it, and you should have that proper reaction. And I'm not talking about giving the other cheek. I'm talking about more serving, reserving, saving your energy for yourself. So if it's absolutely not necessary, let it go. Let it go. I know some of you like just this, and even a small amount of money for that little thing to pay doesn't feel good, and you just do it because you think it's injustice. I get that. But waste of time and energy is really, really precious. So it's up to you. Not explaining. Never explain to someone who is not into understanding you, and you feel the intention of a judgment and the intention of attacking you for who you are or criticizing you. So check first, test that person, who that really is, before you explain something. And let's not personalize, because everyone says things from their own perspective and their own ego or intention, and whether it's good or bad or positive or negative, it's always their idea they have about you. So the compliments are nice, thanks for them, thank for them. The criticism, if it's something that can be constructive, use it to improve yourself. But most of the times, this is not a personal thing, whatever people say about you. And not engaging with someone who does not want your understanding, your attention. So sometimes it's like, also do not help people who do not ask for it, because that can also be offensive. Can be, but of course, if you have the Messiah complex, you want to help. So if you check help or not, then I usually was using that trick of asking one time and maximum 3 times. Yes, maximum 3 times, because I use that as from the therapy, like when you can suggest something to work on. But these days, if I really see I can help, and that is something that I feel within myself deeply, and I can just assist this person, I just ask once. If not, I just let it go. So how to find out about your passion? What are you doing naturally? What inspires you, or what you cannot stop doing every day? So it's like a briefing for you. It's something that makes you happy. So these sort of questions are considering finding out. Now, with other cool questions that you can also make a little note about: what do you want in life? What do you need? Where are you going? If you know that, of course, do not force the answer straight away. Let them develop over time. Just because you ask the question in your mind, your subconsciousness, your higher self is already working on it. Just listen. Just let it emerge. What do you value in your life? What are your values? What strengthens you? What weakens you? And what do you learn from the situations you are encountering, what they are showing to you? And of course, those obstacles, what stops you on your way. So just to remind you, there are certain things that support your energy and make it give you that more life force, energize you. And these are food, of course, and not acting too often on intensive emotion, not going for a lot of stress. Of course, sex is in it, so not often. That is releasing too much energy. Practicing your breath is maintaining apparently your energy, and walking around, being in the nature, concentration, practice of that is visualization, and so on. What drains your energy are fantasizing without a specific goal, without giving a direction of your thought, fears, any kind of traumas, addictions, lack of concentration, lack of the goal, and of course the situations and people. We know how many of those administrative staff in every country is draining our life force and it's exhausting us, and we do not want to do that, but we have to give it a minimum time, at least minimum time. Most of the people, let's now say that you know what you want, you know your passion, but most of the people, they don't even try one time. And some people recommend to try it at least few times, at least 10 times. And if this is really not working, maybe eventually it's not your passion, maybe it's not meant to happen, but at least give it a fair try of 10 times. And here are some additional tips for it. Make sure the way you talk to yourself internally and to other people is positive, because the importance of words, some people claim that it's like 90% it can destroy or support, it can change someone's life. And you know very well, sometimes when you go into therapy and some things are coming to your mind and someone said it like 20 years ago, your loved one or something happened, these words stick with you. They are so important. So let's be careful about what are we talking about, what are we saying to ourselves internally, especially internally, because that voice, you need to hear it every day. You cannot take a break from yourself. And how are we expressing ourselves to other people? Are we uplifting? Are we supportive? Are we, if we need to criticize, if we even have to, it's more about giving a positive opinion. And it's always, I always ask myself, will that support that person if I tell the truth? Is it only my truth? After all, is it that important? So what impact do we have on other people? It's also important. It all comes back to us eventually. Having this mind attitude on solving challenges instead of just talking about it, complaining about it, looking up to mentors, to someone who is a role model, it's absolutely helpful in our life. They can inspire us, give us the enormous inspirational tips. Where are we going? And ask us the specific question that currently is something that we really need in order to go directly to our goal. So spend time around those people more and more, and make sure you go into your alone time, spend time with yourself. So this volume of different voices that you pick up from your environment are down. You turn it down. The one big problem I work on still, and I'm slightly getting better with, is the disciplined pursuit of less. And I'm still struggling with that a little bit, especially with closing those enormous amount of social media accounts that I thought I was feeling under pressure or obligation that I have to do because I'm an artist. So everything that you can let go of. Make a list of those things and do less. It is also about prioritizing your activities, reducing, focusing on continuously simplifying things, and in every area of your life, and what is absolutely necessary. So you are not at the end of the day finishing that you are so overworked that you don't even know what happened that day. You don't remember. Some people, when they have a goal already, they think they know their passion. They have a little bit messed up values, I would say, because they value of making money instead of bringing that value to other people. And if your passion is just making money, because I know people like that, and they are really good with money, and they are really loving money, just paper and coins, and they just like have a passion for money. So whatever they touch, it turns into money because they have pure passion for money. But most of us, we do not have passion for money. We actually have a little bit problem with its existence and an illusion, and how, you know, it's a little bit abstract, especially for artists. Sometimes, not everyone. So we would lose, if we focus on making money, we would lose the drive, we would lose the enthusiasm, we would lose a lot of inspiration to do that for money. And some people are jumping straight away too quickly into thinking in category of money, 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 money. And their subconscious mind is blocking them then. And they are not focusing on bringing value. First of all, bringing value to yourself, because if you do bring value to yourself, it's very likely other people need exactly that, what you are offering, what you truly are in your essence. So if you do have that goal and you work hard and you know that it takes so much time to practice, to do the proper research, and nothing really works. I will get to that. So probably it's not your passion in the first place. You're not going about it in the right way for your soul, for yourself. So let's say you are applying for the jobs and applying, nothing's going on, nothing happens. And I'm not telling you to stop applying for jobs, although it happened to me a few times that when I stopped applying for jobs, I actually got an offer, something I never applied, but I just came back to myself, to resonance, to my heart, and someone just called me and I never applied there. Someone just heard about me, I never applied there. It was just someone I met, maybe outside, maybe I was just jogging or somewhere else. It was just like pure accident. But we know they are not such thing as pure accidents. There's only synchronicity. So stop doing that thing you're doing. Don't let go of your goal, your dream, but stop that thing that drains your energy, because that's another thing that you're not going about it very well. There is a technique that can also help you on the way if you go on the right path, and how to maintain your business if you have one. And this is a technique of hearing opinions about yourself. So you're sending this to your best friends or someone you know, co-workers, what they really think about you. And if you have a courage to do that, a long time ago I didn't. So I was just picking up those little glimpses of what they said about me, what I heard and what I liked, and I was collecting it. And I was doing that for the purpose of maintaining my confidence, which that time I had none, minus 100, something like that. I wasn't even on the zero. And it helped me. But when I got more courageous, I actually collected those, I call it pearls about me. And I wrote it down. And I was really rethinking and feeling, can I receive that compliment? Can I receive that? Am I really like that? What they think about me? And they were saying beautiful things that I didn't know about myself. I wasn't aware what impact I have on other people. So do that. If you're courageous, or if you're not courageous, if you like the technique, ask a few people what they think about you. That may actually benefit you and benefit your life path. Where are you going? Test it, check it out. Now, why also that law of attraction? What are the reasons why you couldn't achieve? And I mentioned one, that maybe it wasn't your passion in the first place. Also, there is something that if you disconnect from yourself, so your traumas and other things, circumstances disconnect you from the feeling, you just like on automatic pilot, and you just fulfilling the task, but you're not feeling it anymore. So everything feels dead. You are burned out. So you need to stop. You need to go back to the feeling, to your body, to your posture, to your heart. And I will design the material for that, if that's your case. If there are other blockages, like negative core beliefs, something that is programmed within us that we believe we're not good enough, we are something, the fear that is not allowing us to even go on and try, that's another thing when people do not achieve that. And there is another, of course, the one that you never actually honestly practice enough what you really want to achieve. So we know that it takes around 10,000 hours to do something really good, and there's no shortcuts in practicing. So if we do not focus on concentration, and not focus practicing concentration, and we know that it maybe a few seconds when our focus is just going away, try it right now. So focus on one single sentence affirmation and go on. See how long it takes to maintain it. Where are you losing your focus? So Abraham Hicks said 17 seconds it takes to start to shift into a better feeling in yourself. How long can you concentrate? If you are able to focus on 1 minute, I congratulate you. If not, that's okay. Keep practicing. When you're working in the groups, it's very likely in a long time, and if you are in the company or artistically working for years and hours, we are taking on the energy of other people. We are so strongly influencing one another that it takes a moment to make sure that you are not running on other people's energy. So make sure you go back to yourself, and always the stronger energy, the more charismatic takes over. So if you are that introvert, go back to your silence, check yourself, who you are. And it's not something bad, it's not something wrong, it happens everywhere. It happens with the partners, they are becoming the same, alike, like sisters, sister, brother, like relatives. We just are influencing one another. So we need this time alone to check who we really are, if we are connected with self, if we are with our energy. So to have everything intact. Sometimes when people have that passion and they are artistic, just like me, they think that their item, their creation is not needed in the world. And that was my case too. And I was also told that nobody needs my paintings, nobody needs my art, my writing, whatever. And what happened? If you are too early focusing on the money, that is probably the reason of your frustration. But if you just keep doing what you love, and with openness of that, because you cannot stop doing, I was doing that because I couldn't stop, then it may happen that the universe in other people will actually show you. So in my case, my friends, just like my first paper aquarelle paintings, they wanted to have it. And eventually I switched to canvas, and I never had this idea to sell it until a friend of mine bought a painting for me and said, I'm going to stop to be your friend if you give it away, one more painting for free. And I really valued her, and I do, and she was a great journalist. And of course, since that time, even though I wasn't really focusing on that, I was taking money. For me, it was an edgy thing. For some of you will be, but pay attention to that there's an equal exchange. Even if it's not money, yeah, I was also in my past, I was paying with my art for something I wanted to learn. So there was a trading going on. So before you will be able to make money with something you are creating, honor yourself, honor your part of your soul, your essence, who you are, whether it will bring you money or not, because you are doing it for yourself in the first place. And then you will see what will happen. So I hope that was more or less clear about finding out your passion, checking out and collecting. That is just a little bit of that huge material. Whatever you need, whatever you want to find out more, please let me know about it. And accordingly, I will do more. What was the most important thing what I told you today that you didn't know, or had an impact in your life, or will have, and you discover it later? Please write it down and comment and subscribe to my channel. I welcome you to do that. Thank you very much for today. I hope that was meaningful, and till the next time.